very good morning to one and all. On behalf of Pimpri Chinchwad Education Trust and Pune Business School, I, Vishal Kulkarni, extend a very warm and hearty welcome to each one of you. Pimpri Chinchwad Education Trust was established by renowned philanthropist and social activist late Shri S.B. Patil in the year 1990 with a view to serve the society. In a relatively short span of time, PCET has expanded into 8 institutions offering 11 diverse academic programs at the school, diploma, bachelor's, master's, and at the PhD level. Along with its strategic location, Pune Business School is famous for its state-of-art campus facilities and rich experienced faculty. Pune Business School is an upcoming institution in academia, research, and management with a distinctive learning style and global vision. We at PBS have come up with masterclass series where we'll be interacting with leading corporate personalities across various domains who will guide, motivate, and help you to overcome various challenges of the corporate world. Today, masterclass will be held by Trupti Zadav. It is her second session. She will be giving session on 7 C's of business communication skills. We welcome you, ma'am, for the second session. Trupti Zadav is a computer science graduate from Morris County College, USA, and later she pursued her master's in commerce. She is an ardent educationalist associated with premier MBA institutions in Pune as a communications and soft skills trainer. She is also a blogger for famous websites like Flipkart and Amazon. She runs and owns TJ's Orators Club, an initiative to give public speaking skills to kids. In addition to this, she is also a content writer and a sales head for the business industry reports. Apart from being a corporate trainer, she also conducts therapy sessions and is a dedicated counselor. Now, I request all the participants that before we begin the session, please type your comments and which will be addressed at the end of the session. Now, I request ma'am to take the chart and begin the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Wonderful to be back here for the second time. And thank you, Vishal, for your warm welcome and your warm introduction. Vishal, so the screen that we see on live is showing my PPT screen, okay? So can we stop sharing it for some time? So I'll address them in the beginning and then share the screen. Will that be possible?
Yes, that would be done from your side, ma'am.
I did it, but I stopped sharing.
Okay, so it might, it is a bit late. So
it's okay. It's about 5 minutes already that I stopped sharing.
yes.
Yet the screen is seen. So they'll not be able to see my expression, and that's why I wanted that screen to go off. So is that because I have stopped sharing? Anyway, okay, see if you can do it, others I'll just go ahead with that because they can see the screen, right? You guys can see the screen, right?
Yes, just give me a minute. Ma'am, I think you are visible. Yeah, you are visible. The screen sharing has stopped.
Is it okay?
Yes.
Because I can't see it still. But anyways, so how many people out there who are a part of us today?
I'll just check. The team is handling this session.
Okay, I can still see the screen, but I guess I just need to go. I can still see my screen shared.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if you can see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the screen only shared.
Okay. Okay.
So it'll obstruct my talking to them. So I didn't want that screen actually. I wanted to take it only later.
Okay. Okay. Just give me a minute. I'll just cross check. Just give me a minute.
Anyway, till the Vishal is checking on it, let's begin the session. So I'm going to be talking about business communication basically. So why communication is important. We dealt in our last class that, uh, it is about being able to communicate. It is about able to be express your views. It is about being able to articulate what you think in the right way. Many of my students, why alone students, many of us out there are unable to express their views, and they are not able to articulate their thought process in a way that they want to articulate themselves. That's the reason where many of us stutter, falter in actually saying what we want to say to the world outside. Now, that is why business communication has become a main core subject in many of our, in all of our curriculums now, which we didn't have in our school days. We had English. Yes, we have, when I see now, as Vishal rightly pointed out, I've been 10 plus years into academics. I have been associated with MBA College for more than 8 years now. And every time I see when it comes to written skills, my students do fare well, but when it comes to actually talking in front of the public, is they are not confident, or they stutter, they falter, and that's for various reasons, as I covered in the last class. It is because of the lack of confidence, it's because of lack of vocabulary, it is probably because you're lacking in their language, you're lacking in content. There are a lot of reasons why this is happening. And as I keep telling my students and I keep telling my clients, you acquire these skills, you nurture these skills over a long period of time to address, to talk to the public, to talk to people. You need to acquire these skills, you need to nurture these skills. They won't come in just overnight, or you will not be able to get on these skills suddenly over a period of time, or just like that. It's a long journey, it's always a long journey. So now how do you go about it is what I wanted to tell you, and this is what we did last time. We addressed public speaking. So we did all of the elements of public speaking as to why public speaking. I did the hows and the whys of public speaking. The same thing goes with here. So communication is to be able to, if I have to define communication, it is able to say the most negative of things in the most positive of ways. Communication happens only when I say something and it is completely comprehended or understood by the other person. um, it is not when I know English and I talk in English that communication happens. No, it doesn't. It doesn't happen that time. You have to gauge the audience. You have to understand the audience. You have to understand where your audience is coming from. What is the audience's? What do they want to hear? All that aspects come when you are dealing with communication. Now, if suppose I'm addressing an audience in a local village, in one of the villages of Maharashtra, and I start talking there the way I'm starting talking now, in English, what is the use? Is there communication? Is there any chance that communication has happened? No, it hasn't. At the end of the day, probably the listeners might say, "Kai madam आल्या आणि कसला फाड फाड English बोलल्या." That's it. They'll say, they'll just say, "Oh, she spoke something in English, and she was very confident, but we didn't understand a word." So that this is what I'm trying to say. Talk in a way that you're completely understood. Talk in a manner that you're understood. So communication is just not about able to speak. It is not about the language. It is a lot of things accumulated, or it encompasses a lot of aspects. So your body language, the way you speak, the manner you're speaking in, the time and the place that you're speaking at, all these things together make effective communication happen. So communication, as I define it, is when I say something and the front person completely understands me. When he does, then the whole loop of communication happens. So I have a video that I wanted to share with you all. But just before that, as I said last time, and if there are new people over here, I would like to reiterate that quote that I said last time, and it is just not a quote; it is a survey. A lot of research has gone in it. 85% of your communication, 85% of your financial success 85% of your financial success is because of your negotiation skills, your communication skills, your persuasive skills, your personality, your leadership qualities, all put together. And shockingly, only 15% because of your technical skills. So, what it actually means over here, I'm so sorry, I'm slightly suffering from a little cough and cold, but since I had already given my time slot to PBS, I'm here and I'm delivering my lecture. So please bear with me if I have a little cough in between. Uh, yeah, so again, reiterating, 85% of your financial success is because of your communication skills, your negotiation skills, your personality, your attitude, and shockingly, only 15% because of your technical skills. What I'm trying to say here is you may have a lot of in-depth knowledge about a lot of things. You could be a technical expert, you could be an expert in your field, in your subject, but if you're not able to express it, if you're not able to articulate it, what is the use of it? How will I and the rest of the world come to know what is that skill set that you actually possess in you? And what are all what is the academic qualification that you have acquired over a period of time? What about all the talents that you have had? What about the experiences that you have? All those gifts that are inside you, what is the use of them if you are not able to showcase it to the world outside? And that is why, my dear friends, it's very important to be able to communicate, to be able to say the right thing at the right time, at the right place, in the right manner. So, what eventually, as I take on communication skills, I will be taking up each element. So, all of you out there who are listening to me, you need to attend all of these series that I am conducting because they will be looped. They will all be connected to each other. One thing will lead into the other thing will lead into the other. It is not a one course or a one stand class. Okay, there'll be a lot of things that will be happening and evolving as the time progresses. So, so having said that, I want to tell you what are the things that are important in communication. How do you make effective communication happen? And that's how I'm sharing my screen. Do let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, Vishal, if you're there, is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. It is. The screen is visible.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Yeah, so I'm going to play it. This is a very effective video that I have felt. Sorry. Yeah. So it's about communication skills and some of the do's and don'ts of communication skills. Okay. So because there's no sound and I would rather take you through each slide. This is the general objective of you know what all you will learn in this PPT that I'm sharing with you. So first is to understand what communication is and the process of communication. So how does communication happen? What you need to have, and what is the actual process of communication? Then there'll be how what are barriers in communication. You should understand that many times when we speak, most of the time when somebody speaks, he or she is not even understood because there are a lot of barriers that happen. So these barriers could be language barriers, cultural barriers. um, so when you take when you take projects that are offshore, when you visit a new country, it is very important for you to understand their culture. And so is the culture different from each, even within our own country. Our country is so full of different colors and different flavors and different, they bring a lot of spice and life. Every little distance that you travel, you go towards Satara from Pune. As soon as you reach Satara, you will have a different accent and a different lifestyle. The moment you reach Karad, Kolhapur, it's a little different. Their food will differ, their cuisines will differ, their accent will differ, the way of expressions will differ. So ours is a country which is so rich and so varied. And that is why all the more barriers are going to happen. And that's why it is very important to understand what these barriers are and how to overcome these barriers. Okay, so that's the second point. Then as I said, body language is very, very important when you address a public. You know, how confident are you? Uh, did you smile at them? Did you form a connect? As I was telling in my last class, it's very important that you establish a connect with your audience. So once the moment you connect, then the journey becomes easy. The process becomes easy. Um, for example, when even in friendship, once you connect to somebody, when you connect to a person and you form a little bond, it is very easy to take things further. And that's why the connect is in itself is extremely important. That is what is with your body language. A smile is the first thing that you connect with the audience. The smile is the first thing that drops the first barrier, and you, because the physical impression is the first impression that you give somebody. So when I come across on a stage and I smile at you, and then you, that is when you feel that, okay, she's pleasant, I would like to hear, instead of coming with a frown and keeping a very stiff body language. Don't do that. Have your hands open whenever you address somebody. Your hands have to be open at your waist level. So if I show at your waist level, if they should not be bound, or they should not be hold, or you're not holding your hands at the back, or you're not swaying. You just have to be very comfortable on the stage and address everybody. So you use the stage. So you use the stage at this left side, and you use it on the right, and go in the center and talk to them and give an eye contact. Very important. Now, for some of you who are beginners, it may be a little difficult to give eye contact. You have to work on it, because if you're giving an eye contact and there is an expression that somebody is not gives you an expression that you didn't expect, you could be caught off balance. So all these things come under body language, which I'll be covering shortly, or maybe in the later classes. Then developing the skill of public speaking. How do you develop? How do you engage an audience? How do you engage and how do you gauge? So all of you students out there, all of you who are listening to me, I would advise, as I keep telling my students, to keep a notebook handy. And whenever you come across a word that is new to you, that you haven't heard before, it's new in your dictionary, you should write it down. So if you do not know the meaning of the word gauge, please note it down. And at the end of the session, what you need to do is find out the meaning, find out the pronunciation, and start using it. Okay, so at the end of the class, you can ask me the meaning of it if you want to know, but right now let me continue. So very important is to understand your audience. I will also be in my next session. If I finish with the PPT, I will be going into defining an audience. Okay, so eventually, as I was telling you, please do not miss any of my sessions. They're very important because they're all intertwined, interconnected with each of my sessions. So I will be taking one at a time and elaborating it as I go ahead. Okay, so it's very important to develop your oral skills. Then your non-verbal communication. Many of you may not know what non-verbal communication is. Anything beyond your verbal and your written communication is non-verbal communication. That's your entire body language. How is your hand movement? How is your facial expression? How are your gestures? How do you stand in front of anybody? So all these come into the non-verbal communication because they speak volumes. वो बहुत ज़्यादा डिफाइन करते हैं आपको, आपका नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन, आपकी जेस्चर जो है, आपका आपका पोस्चर जो है, आपकी स्माइल, ये सब बहुत ज़्यादा डिफाइन करती है आपको. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप बहुत ज़्यादा ध्यान दें नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन के ऊपर. ओके, सो इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट. वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन इज नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन. Also listening. Very, very important is listening. Many of us do not listen to comprehend. We just listen to reply. We never listen to respond. We listen to reply. There's a difference between responding and there's a difference between replying. रिप्लाइंग इज जस्ट वो बंदा कुछ बोल रहा है, आपने तुरंत उसको कुछ तो जवाब दे दिया, वो रिप्लाई होता है. रिस्पॉन्ड का मीनिंग है आप कॉम्प्रीहेंड कर रहे हो वो क्या बोल रहा है, फिर आप बात कर रहे हो. And that is why when in an argumentative stage, nothing is understood. Never, when there is an argument, you cannot reach the front person at all because when whatever you're saying, the person is not even trying to comprehend, he is just trying to reply, और तुरंत वो आपको जवाब दे रहा है. Many times, I have seen a lot of conflicts, a lot of arguments do not happen because of the subject content. Arguments happen not because of the subject, and 90% of your arguments do not happen because of the subject content, but because of the tone of your voice. आप जिस जिस वजह से, जिस बात पे, जिस सब्जेक्ट पे आप आर्ग्यू कर रहे हो, उसके ऊपर आर्ग्यूमेंट्स होते ही नहीं है. 90% of the times arguments happen because of the tone of your voice, because of your pitch of your voice. So always remember how you're going to talk, how you're going to address, how is your voice modulation. All this comes in non-verbal. Whenever you're stressing on something, slightly raise your voice. When you have an emotional content, lower your voice, speak with emotions, connect with the audience, have that engagement with the audience. Extremely important parts of non-verbal communication. Yes, I will be taking them further. No worries, don't have any worries, I'll be taking them. Okay. And then the do's and don'ts of communication. So this is what the learning objective of the entire thing, entire process is going to be about. Okay. Then, as I was telling you, communication is a process of sending or exchanging information and receiving by the receiver. This is what I was trying to tell you. Communication only happens when a dialogue is initiated. अगर मैं कुछ बात करूं, that's why I find FB Live very, you know, I have always had very interactive sessions, and going further, I'm sure Vishal and team will work out something. So I would love to have a live audience. I would love to hear things from you. That's how, my sessions are always, that's why they're so interactive and full of energy. And I pass all my energy to y'all. Nevertheless, as sure, communication only will happen when I, as a sender, say things, something that are comprehended by you as a receiver, and there is a feedback, there is a discussion. I really want you all to ask me questions at the end of the session. That's the only time I really understand how you felt about the session and how much was the session really understood by you all. Okay, so it is very important that you have a sender, you have a receiver, and there is a dialogue initiated and a feedback happens. So this is how the structure about it is. Now, what is communication? Again, it's an art of transmitting information, ideas, attitude from one person to another. Communication is the process of meaningful interaction among human beings. If you just want to spend a second or two, I'll give you, just go through it again if you want. Okay, what are the most common ways we communicate? Basics of communication is, so it's verbal, non-verbal, and written. Written is three main parts of communication, and also listening is also part of it. So it's spoken words. This is the main criteria. Now, how can you do it? Is you can speak, you can have images and props. Like I'm having a PPT over here. Yeah, they can be written words, little placards that you want to show, some stressor point on, and the entire body language. These are the most common ways that we communicate. These are the four things that form the major part of how you communicate to an audience or to the public ahead. Now, what's the essence? What is this essence? It's a personal process, so it occurs between people, one person to with another person. Minimum, you need minimum two people to communicate something, and the entire audience at large. Then it involves change in behavior. Just a second. Yeah. Yeah. So Just a second, I'll just take it at the back. I was a little distracted. You see, it's I'm like working from home has its own little things. We have to adjust to people. There are senior citizens at home. We cannot have hard and fast rules. Okay. Anyway, the essence are involves change in behavior, means to influence others, expression of thought. I'm just checking the time. Okay, we still have time. Change in behavior means to influence others. It's a powerful tool to influence people. I was telling the other day, we have to be so grateful to all of these wonderful speakers that we've had, who have overcome difficulties, and have acquired this gift of communication, the gab. The gift of the gab is what they are called. If you do not know it, please write it down. I was taking names of personalities. Mahatma Gandhi, who has inspired people with his communication skills. Modi ji, who is an extremely good speaker, who keeps his audiences spellbound. He is another one. Then Sadhguru, who inspires people by the day, hundreds of people whom he inspires, and the list can go on. This is what it exactly means. It is a way to influence others. What do faculties do? I always say a good teacher teaches, but an excellent teacher inspires, so influences. So if a teacher is able to inspire, if a teacher is able to influence, that is the time that real differences happen. Real learning actually happens. If you look up to a teacher, if you're all inspired by a teacher, for whatever reason, it could be her energy, it could be her passion, it could be his way of teaching, it could be his humbleness, his empathy, his affectionate nature, all that put together makes an excellent teacher, an excellent speaker. Now, all of these orators are teachers in a way, because they're able to teach us, they're able to influence us. So it's a very important means to influence people. Then it is the most important means of expression of thought. And how these expressions happen is through words and through actions. They say actions speak louder than words. Whenever I train, whenever I speak in a forum where there are parents, I always say that it is not by what you say, but it is by what you do your children pick up. Your actions are going to speak louder than your actual words. They're going to believe in your actions. The way you behave is what they are going to absorb more than your words. So yes, emotions have to be expressed through words, and actions also speak very loudly. Then what are the tools for controlling and motivating people? That is also an important aspect. Also, it's a social and an emotional process. Now, how is a communication process actually happens? There's a sender, there's a medium. Now, these are, some of these things that I've written here are because a lot of MCQs happen these days, and a lot of questions are posed on this, and that is why this little slide has come up. It's sender encodes, then there is a medium, how he passes it on, the receiver decodes, and then a feedback or a response is given, and that is the entire loop of it. Then these are the different types of communication. Again, this is a theoretical based slide wherein a lot of questions are posed on it. How do you define downward communication, upward, lateral, or horizontal? As the names itself say, they are very, very easy to understand. Downward communication, so something that moves from the top to the bottom. So when your senior speak to the subordinate, when your boss speaks to you, that is downward communication. So these are directives, these are orders that come from the senior to the subordinate, where there are duties that can be assigned, or there are instructions that are given, there are orders that are passed, directives that are given, and there's always a feedback, there is an approval, there is a highlight of what problems, etc., etc. So under downward communication, this is what happens. Upward communication is something that goes from the bottom to top, that is a subordinate to the higher level. So these are not directives or instructions. These are generally feedback. What does a subordinate give to the higher authority is a feedback. There could be suggestions of calls, the process that has happened, the updation of about what things have happened in the course of time. All these things, these are upward communication. Lateral or horizontal happens between peers on the same level. So among peers or colleagues is what happens, and the same level of an organization where information can be transferred from one place to another. That's what is lateral. So this is generally transformation of transferring of information. These are not directives or neither. It could be feedback also. Okay. So please, if you want a few seconds, I'll just give you a 4 or 5 seconds to just read through the slide. So what is effective communication? Why is effective communication important? Because as I was saying, a lot of times we do not even hear, we do not even comprehend what a person is trying to say. Okay, so many a times it does happen that okay, there are certain questions that I'll be taking at the end of it. Yeah. So distortion is many times that is what happens when I tell something is completely distorted and heard by the other person. That's why it's very important to get a feedback. Did you understand? That's why faculties, a good faculty, especially we are so challenged with offline classes, the online classes these days. And I had made a resolution when last January, that is 2020, that I am going to be the most affectionate and the most empathetic and the most approachable faculty that one has ever seen. And you know what? I lived up to it. And you know what? It is so fulfilling that I have received that kind of affection from my students. I don't know if my students are here today. Somehow I was not able to reach out to them, but then I'm sure you are eventually going to be my students someday or the other. I will be eventually a part of this fantastic organization who's organizing this. In fact, I would really want to say that this is such a beautiful platform. That's so much of learning happening to all of y'all and absolutely free of cost. So the organizers, the management committee, and all of these students were taking all of these efforts in coordinating with speakers like me and a lot of more experienced speakers than me, probably great people who have stalwarts in their own industry, in their own areas, are coming here to impart a lot of knowledge. And for me, I'm also going to be learning a lot at the same time, because I always feel that only a good learner is a great teacher. So yes, so coming back to how distortions happen is because what we have said is not understood at all by the person, and this leads to communication gap. This leads to miscommunication. um, I'll just tell you a story because I love to tell you stories, and a lot of learning has happened, and I will be coming back to you again and again. And I know most of you all love to hear stories, so long time ago, and I'm sure some of y'all must have read it also. There was this beautiful couple, married to each other for 50 years. Okay, so they were wanting to celebrate their golden jubilee anniversary, and they were loved by the little town that they lived in. The small town that they lived in, and everybody loved them. The entire villagers were in awe of this couple who had lived such a beautiful, happy life together. An ideal marriage where they could be seen as best of friends over the period of time that they had been married. And they celebrated this their anniversary on a small little hall. They invited all of the townspeople, and they had great, celebration out there. And everybody went back home, and the next day morning, as was the practice in that house, the husband and wife, the one who celebrated the 50th marriage anniversary, the husband and wife, as was the practice, the old man, every day in the morning for the past 50 years had made a cup of morning tea, for his wife. And he would lay it on a nice little tray, 2 cups of steaming hot tea with toasted bread, buttered, and he would get it on the bedside to give her this morning tea to start the day. And such a beautiful gesture it was. And that day, when the old man came up with his cup of tea, with his tray fully, nicely decorated for his wife, the moment the wife saw the bread, there was a slice of bread. We have the toasted. There are two ends of the bread. One is the toasted, the slices that are not toasted and the end of the bread is toasted. आपको समझ में आ रही है? वो साइड की जो ब्रेड होती है जो ऑलरेडी थोड़ी सी टोस्ट होती है, तो उन्होंने वो भी लेके आए थे, एंड द मिडिल ब्रेड, यू नो, सो बोथ वर टोस्टेड एंड ही ब्रॉट इट देयर. The moment the old lady saw that the bread, she lost it. She really got angry, and with tears in her eyes, she said, I've had it with you. For the past 50 years of our married life, you have given me the sides of the bread that I hate. That I hate. I do not like this sides of the bread. And for the past 50 years, you've given it, and I've borne it. और मैंने वो खा लिया है कि ताकि मैं आपको hurt ना करूँ. लेकिन आपको ध्यान में नहीं आया कि मुझे ये कभी नहीं अच्छा लगा, ये साइड्स ऑफ द ब्रेड. और 50 साल से मैं ये खाती आ रही हूँ. टुडे इतनी अच्छी सेलिब्रेशन होने के बाद आज भी यू हैव ट्रीटेड मी सो कैलसली, सो क्रूअली. आपने इस तरीके से कैसे बिहेव कर सकते हो? एंड शी इज सो एंग्री एंड फुल ऑफ टीयर्स दैट आई हैव हैड इट विथ यू एंड नाउ आई वांट टू फाइल अ डिवोर्स. The old man is shocked to hear it. He can't understand what is happening to her. But she's not in the mood to hear, and she says, I'm going to file a divorce. And that's it. And she takes the man to the court, and there is, after a few days, the entire town is surprised. The entire town is saddened कि हुआ कैसे? Somebody who was so inspirational, जिसको हम इतने रिस्पेक्ट से देखते थे इतने सालों से, ये हुआ कैसे? क्या हुआ होगा? What is it? They were so curious. They were so surprised. They were so, so many things were going on, emotions were going on in their head. So the entire town came to the court that day to hear कि क्या हुआ होगा इनके साथ, ऐसा क्या हुआ होगा कि they want to file a divorce. So the judge is also a local person. He's also surprised कि ये क्या हुआ इन दोनों के साथ, such a beautiful couple. So on one side is the old lady standing on the other side of the वो कटड़ा में वो दोनों खड़े हैं, the old man and the old lady, and the judge says, now she said, I want to file a divorce. I've had it with this man. I can't live with this man for another day of my life. Otherwise I'll be completely finished. So the judge says, oh, hold on, lady, hold on, Mrs. So and so, with due respect, I will see that your आपकी जो इच्छा है वो मैं पूरी कर सकूं, but I just want to hear what went wrong, what happened to you. So the old lady said, Judge, Your Honor, for past 50 years, this man has served me the sides of the loaf of the bread, which I hate, and even today he did the same thing. So the judge looked at the old man and he said, why? What happened, sir? Why did you do it? So the old man said, because I sacrificed them for her, because I loved the sides of the loaf. I have always loved the sides of the loaf, and I've never liked the middle pieces. Yet, for my wife, for the love of her, I have sacrificed the sides of the loaf for her. So you see what happened here. What happened here was a huge, major communication gap, wherein the man was not able to express the lady was not able to express that she didn't want this. She didn't want it. She didn't like it. And the poor man didn't understand. So sometimes gestures may fail. Sometimes you need to speak it out. You need to mouth it. Otherwise, you don't want to pile something like the two people piled it. And that is so sad. I mean, many times we do this in our normal lives. And that's why it's very important to you lay expectations straight. जैसे मेरा बर्थडे आने वाला है, I know my sons and my husband might forget it. Instead of me coming and crying that day, I declare it, my birthday is coming. Please make it a special day for me. So lay expectations straight. Instead of crying later, set your expectations straight, communicate well. Yeah, so with this story, I'll end today's session. Over to you guys for any questions that you might have. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, I hope you loved the session and you loved the story. Yeah.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, we have a few questions from our attendees out there.
Sure.
So would you please like to answer them?
Sure.
Yeah. And the first question from our good morning, ma'am. This is Rohit this side.
Yeah, hi Rohit.
Yeah, ma'am. And the first question from our attendees is like, how can a person who is an introvert would improve his communication skill?
Yeah, Rohit, can you just say it again because there was a disturbance at your end. Can you please repeat
Sorry,
it,
ma'am.
please?
How can a person who is an introvert improves his communication skill, ma'am?
Okay. Now, an introvert comes in two forms. Okay. So, not necessarily does that. See, I could be a combination. So, we are a combination of an introvert and extrovert. When I come to speaking in front of a forum, I am an extrovert. When it comes to my professional contacts, I am one. But when I go to a suddenly new place, suddenly new faces, I could be an introvert. So it's okay if you're an introvert. It's fine, absolutely. But when it comes to professional levels, when it comes to your business, when it comes to your profession, you have to leave that comfort zone to start a talk. Go say hello, just say hello, give a smile, and take it slowly because that step is so needed. Okay. Again, with practice, with reading, a lot of reading. क्या होता है अगर आपके पास आपने बहुत ज़्यादा read किया है, if you are a voracious reader, there's a lot of knowledge bank that you have stored at the back of your head, and that is what comes in help. वो handy आ जाता है आपके लिए कि वो knowledge bank वो आप सामने लाओ and speak on it. अगर आपके पास नॉलेज नहीं है, आप अगर वैल्यू ऐड नहीं कर पाते हो, दैट इज द टाइम यू हैव टू बी स्कैर्ड. अदरवाइज एन इंट्रोवर्ट आल्सो कैन डू फेयरली वेल. व्हाट यू नीड टू डू इज एस्टैब्लिश अ कनेक्ट. जैसे आप किसी प्रोफेशनल सेटअप पे जाते हो, जस्ट स्माइल. तो आगे वाले को लगता है कि एटलीस्ट इज विलिंग टू स्टार्ट समथिंग. से हेलो, आई एम सो एंड सो. Take it as it comes. Maybe you might be a little nervous. It's okay. Take that little step, whether it is amongst your friends, whether it is amongst the family members. I myself, my own husband is extremely an introvert, and he hates to stand up and introduce himself. So it's not rocket science that way. You can practice at home, have a dry run with somebody. But the idea here is to be well educated. You have a knowledge bank and practice speaking, practice in front of the mirror, and then go and address somebody. I hope that helps you.
Yeah, okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
We have another question from Pratiksha.
Okay.
Few people say that folding hands is not a good sign of body language. So could you please guide us regarding this?
Right. So when you address a public, like if I do not show hand movements, like for example when I'm talking, when I said 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, very important aspect of public speaking is this body language. If you're going to hold your hands, you're binding yourself. That is why it is not supposed to be a good sign. Okay, so especially when you're addressing the public, holding hands at the back is not an accepted body language. Even when you are at the meeting, keep your hands open. Some of the culture abroad, folding your hands like this is taken as casual behavior. So please read about policies, please read about cultures when you go somewhere new. That's one thing. Holding hands for a public speak is a no because you're binding yourself. You're not throwing yourself. You're not free to the audience. How will you express? If you're keeping your hands folded. So a very important tip for me, for you guys, when you public speak, when you address an audience, always keep your hands open at your sides. Okay. If even see, I generally do not like to go behind the dais and with the mic. I take it ahead. So I generally have a collar mic always at any of my training sessions, whether it's an outbound training or anywhere. I always have a mic here, so that it gives me the access to walk around. Even if I'm holding a mic, I still keep one hand free to talk to you, to address you. You tell me what is more pleasant. Me doing some gestures in a way that I have more connectivity, or just holding my hand and just standing there bound myself. So I hope that answers you the question.
Yes, ma'am. Coming to the end of this today's session, ma'am, I would like to read the vote of thanks. Okay, ma'am. On behalf of Pimpri Chinchwad Education Trust and Pune Business School, I, Rohit, and the entire fraternity of Pune Business School would like to sincerely thank the Almighty for making today's event a grand success. By His blessing and grace, we were able to make the event a grand success. I would also love to thank Dr. Ganesh Rao, Director of Pune Business School, and the PBS staff for all the efforts taken. It gives me an immense pleasure to convey a heartful vote of thanks to our chief guest, Ms. Trupti Zadav, who took time out of her busy schedule to grace the occasion. Ma'am, today we had the opportunity to hear your thoughts on such a wonderful topic. I'm sure this might definitely encourage us in all our future. Your thoughts have enlightened our minds and shown us a new path of success. Thank you, ma'am, for being the part of this masterclass series. Last but not the least, I would also love to thank all the attendees out there for being a part of such a wonderful session. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Rohit. And as I was telling you, I would like to tell my audience out there, I will be taking this further. So even if my PPT today is not finished, we will be taking it in my next session. Mostly my next session might be Wednesday, same time.
We'll have the
And
next
we'll
session
be
on
telling
17th
that.
February.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Lovely session. Thank you, Rohit.
Thank you, ma'am.